Hello everyone and welcome to your art lessons online. Today we are inspired by a Russian painter and theorist. He is called Wasily Kandinsky. Kandinsky was one of the first abstract painters. Abstract art uses shapes, colors, textures and lines to create a picture, and it does not have to represent a real object, just like you can see here. Abstract artists use colors in the world to inspire them, and they use colors to represent movement, emotions, or images in their art. Wasily himself loved to use colors and shapes to represent music and emotions in his paintings. Kandinsky said he wanted to evoke sound through sight. Now, evoke means to bring a feeling or thought to your mind. So he wanted you to think of a sound by looking at his work. He was aiming to create music through his art. He wanted his work to be enjoyed not just through your eyes, but your ears as well. All of these paintings that you can see are painted by Kandinsky. Firstly, what shapes and lines can you see in his work? You can pause the video and take a look closely. Now, what kind of music do you think of or hear when you look at Kandinsky's artwork? Do you think the music would be slow, fast, loud, soft? Could you hear a piano or a violin, or maybe a different instrument you know? Pause the video and try to imagine music to go along with each piece of his artwork. You could even hum a tune if it helps. Now you have imagined some music, I am going to play you different pieces of music to listen to, and I want you to draw shapes, lines, and images including color on a piece of paper while the music is playing. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and coloring pencils and pens if you have them. You will need to split your paper into 3 pieces, just like mine is here. Pause the video, and when you have done that, you can press play again. You are going to hear 3 different pieces of music. Here is your first piece. You're going to fill in part 1 of your paper with things that you think represents this music. And remember, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, now here is your second piece of music. Fill the second part with lines, colors, and shapes that this music makes you think of. Okay, now here is your last piece of music. Do the same for this and draw what you think of and hear for this music. Remember, you can also go back and listen to the music again. Oh, I feel very relaxed after listening to that last piece of music. Now, take a look at each section that you have drawn. When the music was faster for your second piece of music, did you draw quick, fast shapes or lines? Did you use different colors for the slower or softer music like we heard for number 3? Were your lines more curved for the soft music and more harsh for others? And also, what did you like most about the music and drawing and why? You can take a think about your answers and you can either tell someone that's around you or just think about your answers with yourself. Music can make you feel many different emotions. Sometimes it can make you want to jump around and dance, and sometimes it can make you want to relax or even sleep. There are so many different genres of music, and today, when you are completing your artwork, I want you to think of a song or a band or a composer that you could choose to listen to while you paint and draw. This could help you to choose your colors, your lines, or your shapes, and you could even ask a family member to share their favorite music with you too. And remember, if you need to stop and dance at any time, I think that's a great idea. Now, here are your resources that you will be using today. Remember, if you do not have the same resources as me, it's okay. Use what you have. So I've used a watercolors and a paintbrush, but if you don't have watercolors, you can use any paint you have in your house. You will need a pencil and a rubber, a black pen to outline, and a ruler or anything that will help you make straight lines. You also need to find some circular objects that will help you to draw circles on your piece of artwork. And if you don't have any pens, you can use coloring pencils instead. Now let's take a look at what you will be creating today and the steps that you will take to create it.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Drawings by Me art tutorial. Today we will be creating an abstract art shapes painting. You'll be using different pencil techniques such as hatching and cross-hatching to sketch a design lightly and then use your knowledge of colours to create tones and tints using watercolour paints. In today's tutorial, we are inspired by a Russian painter and art theorist. He was known as the founding father of abstract art and loved to use shapes. Do you know who we're inspired by today? It's Wassily Kandinsky. Kandinsky is known as the pioneer of abstract art. Abstract art uses shapes, colours and forms to create art that doesn't have to be a literal representation of what is being painted. Before becoming a painter, he was a lawyer, changing his pen for a paintbrush when he saw a painting by Monet and was awestruck by the colours. Kandinsky was able to simplify landscapes, figures and objects into simple shapes. The resources that you will need today are a pencil and rubber, a ruler for creating straight lines when you draw your shapes, different size circular objects, a range of paintbrushes and watercolour paints. Kandinsky enjoyed choosing bright colours to fill his works of art, and that's what you will be doing as well. This is my final piece, and as you can see, I have used lots of different shapes, and that is what you are going to do as well. Choose different areas on your paper to draw shapes. You can choose any 2D shapes, filling your page with individual or joined shapes. Use your ruler for any straight lines and your circular object to create circles and semicircles. Kandinsky believed that different shapes could produce different feelings. Triangles could produce aggressive or angry feelings, squares link to calm feelings, circles can produce spiritual feelings. Have a think about what shapes mean to you. Keep on drawing until you're happy with all the shapes that you've chosen. You can even take inspiration from Kandinsky's pictures. Take a look at his and see if there's anything that you could be inspired by. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Things don't have to be the same size, or they don't have to be symmetrical. This is abstract art, not realism. Now you can go over all of your pencil lines with a black pen. Remember to use a ruler for any lines that need to be straight. Now it's time to paint all of your shapes with a range of different colours. You can fill in each section with different tints of a colour, Remember that if you mix more water with a colour, it makes it lighter. That is a lighter shade of the colour you've chosen. Don't worry if your paint goes outside the lines. Kandinsky didn't mind blending colours over different shapes either. Use a palette to mix colours together and blot your page with a tissue if there's too much water anywhere. This will soak up the colour and you can go over it again. You can see that's what I'm doing here. Keep creating shades of the colours that you like until your page is filled with a range of bright colours. Remember, a tint is a lighter version of that colour and a shade is a darker version. It's good to use your art vocabulary as you are painting. And there is your finished painting, inspired by the founder of abstract art himself, Kandinsky. Now it is your turn to create your own art. Enjoy, and remember to tag us in any pictures you take of your wonderful art. Hello everyone.
Remember that art is fun. Sometimes you'll get a little messy, but that is okay. Just remember to wash your hands in art area after. I hope that this lesson helps you feel happy and you have enjoyed listening to different music while you create art. Have fun, be creative, and remember to keep on dancing. See you next time!